Hello. It's time for a little Paradox. Another Gungeon run. This will be for like beginning of the second week of March, I think. Somewhere around there. Machine pistol, budget revolver, infinite ammo. Okay, well, the infinite ammo is good. Machine pistol's not great. It's kind of a weaker start, but it's not really that much weaker. It's really like one great starting item, and then one very middling starting item. At least it's not like I didn't get like, you know, Isaac's eyeball shot or whatever. Some horseshit gun that is in the game just as a reference and not as an actual weapon that's intended to ever be used by anyone under any circumstance. Maybe out of, oh my god, out of blanket desperation. Well, there's the water barrel, which I didn't see, so things are potentially a little bit rough for the old chance to go to the Abbey. Machine pistol is good with like, there's like 4 different things you can get to turn the machine pistol into something good. Anything that is robotic in any way, I think. I know that robot legs is one of them. But yeah, it opens up once it gets the pistol machine synergy. I don't know if it's really great or if it's just, I've had it in a lot of situations where I've been able to utilize it wellish. Wasn't watching myself there, I was just making sure that water barrel was safe. Holy C-Rap, that was close. Today's been a pretty good Wednesday. It's like, you know, nothing to write home about, but nothing to write home about how terrible it was. There's no writing involved, it's just a regular ass day. I think it's gonna go down in history as one of those regular days that just came and went. We got Jackie's table saw working. After some false starts on that, we got it going. It's a kind of complicated machine, which, I mean, to some degree I'm glad that it is, because it makes you really, like, kind of stop and treat it with a little bit of reverence, because it's a dangerous thing. But it also kind of feels like more moving parts on a machine like that is more places for something to go catastrophically wrong, and, you know, throw a fucking... Dang, why did I buy that? Why do I buy things early? Is it because I'm stupid? But it seems like it's just a way for things to potentially go wrong when you got a lot of moving parts. But, you know, sometimes, I guess, if you want a thing to do a complex task, you gotta give it a lot of complicated machinery. God damn. I'm having such a hard time recently getting these guys to separate in a way that's, like, usable. One of them stays in one corner, and the other one is... Oh, you gotta be kidding me on that. The other one just kind of stays dead center, so I can't ever position them far enough apart. That worked. Only one blank. We got a fucking key. We got a key. That's amazing. And we got... like the worst gun. It would have saved us from a catastrophe with the barrels, but we didn't get there. Oh, right. It's like, how in the hell is this guy jammed? Oh, that's it. That's the whole floor. Well, we got our ammo back. Ribs. Sometimes we can see maps. Sometimes at random we can see maps. I'm gonna say this is a weak start. I'm gonna weigh in. I think that overall, this start is on the weaker side. Basically got a D rank weapon. Passive item that's going to give us ammo, which will be very good once we finally get some weapons worth of shit. We got a passive item that's going to give us information in an unpredictable and unreliable manner. And then a gun that's, you know, essentially just a fuse diffuser. Not really much else. You know, I'll be singing a different tune if we get a black market. I'll be whistling a different version of Dixie in that case, but it's a really specific situation. And I know that I've had times where I've saved weapons or whatever, but like you still don't want to hold that in case. You don't want that to be your weapon in place of something that's like usable. You want that to be something you just got on top. You want those kind of tool style weapons. I have no idea. Oh, she's drilling something out there. She's almost gone her whole 2 days off without without changing something in the construction. We got water. We don't need to do that early. You know what? No. Let's get all of this fucking poison out of here. Nope. I'm not dealing with your poison right now. It sucked and was loud, but at least I got to throw a bunch of water around for a little bit. Sometimes when the Mega Dowser kills a dude, it like, unless I'm just like fully leaning into it, it just feels so ridiculous. Or, you know, if it knocks an enemy off, then it's not so ridiculous. It's one of those like only real use cases for it is to just use the pushback that almost all beam weapons have. Oh, I guess because I got hit. Maybe I shouldn't treat the ammo so preciously. Because, you know, as long as we don't have guns that really matter, we'll get a ton of ammo. Jackie and I just got back from the grocery store, and on our way back, well, two interesting things happened. There was a Jackie about 3 days ago. Was asking, you know, how does she get Girl Scout cookies? She's been fiending and jonesing for some GSCs, and you know, as we walked in, of course, there's a Girl Scout rep selling Thin Mints and Tagalongs, and I don't know what the other ones are called, because those are the other ones are fine, but if you got Thin Mints, you don't really need anything else. And if you got Thin Mints and Tagalongs, you have more than you could possibly desire. I'm not much of a mint person, but Thin Mints are they're a perfect construction. They're incredibly well done. And I think anybody that says otherwise has like defective taste buds. I don't know why it is, what's different about them. It's like, I'll eat a Klondike bar. I'm not some sort of monster that would toss a Klondike bar in the trash. But I'm never I never feel fully impressed when I am eating a Klondike bar. It's just kind of like, yeah, I appreciate that this Klondike bar is now in my digestive system. I enjoyed its passage from lips to mouth to tongue, but no. Okay, so I realized, ooh, I should probably get that gun, that I wanted the full one first because that's what I needed. But I'm gonna think this is going to be a mistake-rich run. Yeah, but anyway, it was kind of like one of those, those situations where it felt like the universe was listening, because in the privacy of our own home, we talked about Girl Scout cookies, and then, sorry, I don't know why it took me so long to get back to it. I kind of was thinking about something else. I was thinking about Bloomberg and his whole presidential bid, the amount of money he spent on ads, only to get a single, I think just the delegate from American Samoa, which, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, American Samoa? Anyway, yeah, but it was one of those weird situations where it felt like the universe was listening to our private conversations and providing for something that it shouldn't have known we wanted. It makes a lot more sense when it's like, when you go to, you type something into Facebook and then you're getting ads about it. Like I looked up, I watched a single video for ceramic polish for cars, and now every day I get a spam ad for ceramic polishes or ceramic coating for cars. Every single day of my entire life, I get one from like Adams Polishes or something. And I didn't put my password, or I didn't put my email in on their website or anything. I don't know specifically about them, but it's there, and it will be there until the sun burns out. And it's really, really obnoxious. Oh God, I did that wrong. It's really obnoxious to be like, in a weird way, like berated by Adams Polishes for something that I kind of just, I don't think I care enough about. Like, I'm not like a car guy. I like my car, and I'm happy that it's still looking nice. I don't know. It doesn't matter enough to me that I have to like wash it every other week or whatever. Like that's okay. But yeah, Mike Bloomberg is spending $559 million to win a single delegate and do nothing but essentially I don't know, distract from the real issues for a while and just, oh my god, this guy's gonna trap me. Just be a billionaire and, like, you know, burn some of the money that he has to burn. Like, it's his money to burn. A lot of people bring up examples of how he could have actually solved some problems that are going on with our country, with areas of our country that could have really actually earned him some money. Instead of buying a bunch of ad space, he could have, you know, spent 1/10 of the money that he spent and fixed the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. It was like 57 million would have fixed that. He spent 559 million on his thing, and then he would have been. Oh Lord, this is amazing.
Pardon my interruption.
What's up, baby?
I hung this over there in the kitchen, so now we have 2 areas for pots and pan hangs.
Okay, it looks like you gotta be careful. You're gonna get slice hands. I think we should maybe hang the knives upside down.
No, because then you get sliced foot.
They're over a thing. Maybe it won't look like that when I see it in person.
It's not so bad.
Okay.
I lowered the knives so that
They don't slice your hands so
touch
much.
them at all.
Ever. For any reason. So I want to get that thing that was offered in that room. Alright, I gotta stop. I don't have... I can't get hit to refill my ammo. So I have to kind of stop using my best room clear right now, because we kind of need to use that on bosses a little bit. If a red or a green ammo drops, we'll jump right over there. Dang. We'll continue using it. Without like a triple shot or I mean scatter shot or something like that, this gun is kind of like a joke, so I don't mind burning through it. Scatter shot, double vision, any of those. Maybe even helix, but oof. I don't think this one may or may not wrap around to that treasure room. The treasure room might come up from the bottom. You know, a lot of people will say, this goes back to Bloomberg, where I dropped the thread pretty quickly. A lot of people say he could have solved those problems. He could have done something instead of essentially throwing his money at nothing like he did. He didn't know that he was going to lose. I think maybe in some way he did know he wasn't going to make it. He was very, very, very hardly even a Democrat. I mean, he's a huge billionaire. But there are other barely Democrats in the running right now. Maybe not so many anymore, but there were. You know, since this has piercing, it's doing all right. Kind of can rip through some of his things. Make him a little weaker. There we go. You can get one lined up like that. Are you going exactly horizontal or exactly vertical? There you go. Okay, so this terrible bow did amazing. On a very particular boss. Boom, boom. Cool. It was neat. Sometimes it's neat to use a gun you wouldn't in a million years use otherwise. Oh, there's some other stuff that, okay. So Bloomberg, you know, everything is scanning our sound waves to sell us products. There was one other thing. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII demo came out. And I hate how much I enjoyed the demo. I absolutely despise how great I think the demo was. It wasn't a huge demo. It stopped about exactly where I thought it was, the first major conflict, which they've teased for a long time now, so I didn't actually see anything like new. Let's go ahead and get this. It was all, you know, new if you hadn't gone online hadn't gone to a video game focused website in the last year or whatever, but not really new to anyone who has. So, all right. I'm going to do Gilded Bullets. And I'm going to check here. I don't think it'd be in the same spot. 2 floors in a row. I also don't think it's going to be in this room, but I think we're going to use our key in this room. I don't fully regret it. Okay. Kind of regret that too. I almost would rather have had the blank to take to the next floor. Gilded Bullets long term is going to more than pay for itself, especially with another money-based item. We got play well, get coins. And, you know, we might not have great guns, but we have... Those guns will be completely full anytime we need them to be, or at least 50% full anytime we need them to be. It doesn't show the secret rooms. Got another red chest. That's kind of weird. But we got, you know, this gun that has been a real champ, a real surprising champ. There's one of the secret rooms right there. This might be another genuine, surprising boon for the old gun bow. I kind of want to go straight for the boss. Maybe check the shop and then hit the boss right after. I'm trying to use perfectly horizontal, perfectly vertical shots to do the most damage with the fewest shots. You know, maybe we shouldn't go to the boss first. We should definitely go to the boss before we spend any money. But usually you go to the boss first because you can keep your keep the greatest number of armor, but I think maybe we should just not be cowards. This thing has crazy specific accuracy. I bet, like, turkey would be really, really good with this. And make it, give it a bunch more actual usable shots. Dang. Give me some poison. God damn it. Wow, with just 50, it's enough to one-shot these with a starter weapon. So yeah, the boss should definitely be the last thing we do. Okay. I know this is a game all about shooting people to death, but there's something like... I don't know what felt more like, are you kidding me? More, vicious looking about walking in with an Uzi like that. Dang, man. I just, like, walked right off. Okay, let's finish one topic of conversation. Bloomberg is a sign of the problem, in my opinion, with the whole political theater that we're currently in. Someone who just has money. He didn't really have a chance, as proven by his performance on Super Tuesday, but he was able to be a part of the discussion without ever having a platform, without ever being anything more than just a guy with a lot of money. I mean, he was mayor of New York, right? So he has some political experience. He has business experience, which even after Trump has run the country kind of into this weird state, people for some reason value, because they think about the economics of this whole situation. These are all full, right? And they think, well, a businessman knows how to run a business. A businessman should know how to run a country. And, you know, leadership is whatever you need it to be at whatever time. But I think the idea of billionaires having any understanding of what the average person goes through is fucking insane to me. Like, to burn $550 million that he won't see back, that was just used for this kind of like vanity project, which is what people thought Trump was. To just burn through that money and then be like, well, go back home to my other billions. It's so different. It's so distinct. It's so far from what the average... Man, I can't believe I did that. It's so far from what the average person understands the world to be that it's like... It's upsetting. Yes, that money could have been used... Oh, boy. To better Michigan. Yes, that money could have been used. He could have done... It could have still been a political stunt where he said, like, look, vote for me, I'm the guy who saved Michigan, a problem that's been going on since the Obama era. But he chose to just have commercials of him, like, shaking hands with Mexican farmers or whatever to make it seem like he gave a shit. Like, you know, he's in a $4,000 suit shaking hands with, like, a poor Mexican farmer. I saw that it was on Spanish-speaking TV while I was at Sushi, because they watch a lot of soccer on the TV there. That's the only reason I've seen this commercial, where he's talking to the Mexican farmer. I don't know if that's what all of his commercials were like, but The fact that this guy can, like, run these ads for what is essentially a sham campaign. That's a fuck, by the way. And it's just, and everyone's just like, you know, it's his money. You shouldn't have to fix these problems with his personal money. That shouldn't be a necessary part of him running for office. No, of course not. You're absolutely right. But like, oh god, I forgot about the fight being a thing that actually matters. Dang, these are some really, really bad fucking guns, dude. Oh wow, this is also a mimic. Neat. Bouncy bullets are great. Could've just taken a shot there and saved some money. Like, what would have been a more valuable stunt? Him actually fixing a problem that has existed for a while, and then saying, look, I know how to do this. I know how to make the kind of money that leads to me being able to just throw away money to fix America's problems. I will do what's necessary to fix these problems. Or he can say, like, hey, I'm going to pay for commercials, and then you guys are going to vote for me because you like the way that my PR team put the whole thing together. Like, could have done some good. We got a challenge room. Neat. And it is definitely the Mind Flayer. Not quite so neat. That's kind of a dangerous move. Like, I stopped paying attention to the things ricocheting. But yeah, I don't know. That's upsetting. That people will always go to bat for these billionaires and be like, he shouldn't have to spend his personal money to fix it. And I mean, he shouldn't. That's what our taxes should be spent on. You know, taking care of the people of this country. Joe Biden did really well on Super Tuesday. It's a major bummer to me because, again, what is his platform even? Like, what does Joe Biden stand for? Is he just the face of a guy who was there when... Oh, man. Okay. When Obama was in office, is he running for a similar campaign to what Hillary ran for, where it's like his platform is he was there when Obama was in office? Don't you remember? Remember the Biden Bros memes? Like, don't you remember how fun that was when everyone was like, doesn't it seem like Obama and Biden have such a good time? Shitting goddamn dick, dude. The key's gone. The key is gone. Wow. It just disappeared. I didn't know a key could do that. I thought a key, like all money, would just zip into you if it appeared in a situation where it was soon gone afterwards. If it fell into the pit. Forgot all about that. Holy fucking shit. Alright, that was a major damage boost right before. Well, I guess we could go to the boss, but I think he would have been very valuable. Ba-doom, doom, ba-doom, doom, doom, doom. One dead end. We're not gonna get a lot of money going this way, but every penny counts. Bernie Sanders won California, which is a big deal. It's the state, the single state with the most, or the state with the single most delegates, I believe. He's still somehow behind Biden. Some behind Grandpa Joe. And I cannot and will not ever understand people just voting for Mr. Nobody. There's no way that Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump. Like, it sucks. People were already, like, bewildered and confused about Trump running before, and, like, Hillary Clinton just had to show some regular human decency to beat him, and instead she just rested on her laurels and did the minimum possible while thinking that she was a shoo-in. Like, I think we're gonna have an 8-year Trump presidency if Biden is the nominee. And that's more terrifying than the idea of Trump being, or of Biden being in office, which is pretty fucking terrifying. Something my wife said was like, she's like, I don't want to have to vote for Biden. I mean, I will vote for him, but like, I don't want to have to. And I think that's, you know, that's kind of how Hillary felt. This country can't keep trying to cram its choices down the DNC can't keep trying to cram its choices down the actual choices that the people want. It's so weird. I mean, this one wasn't a super PAC thing, so it was just, oh god, just a bunch of weird, self-loathing southern states doing stupid stuff. Fuck. Wow. Wow. That's scary. Because we're getting this, like, 100% just alright. Mimic tooth necklace. Did this thing breathe? Why is a free chest a mimic? I already earned your contents. Mine cutter is all right. Sure, I'm missing that key from before. Not good. Not good. It also ignores my my bouncy bullets. You know what? You know fucking what? I'm tired of using garbage guns. No, I'm not tired enough of that. I'd rather turn it into money, which would be damage, instead of turning it into a shittier gun that will give us less money. My god. This ring has been on point. Alright. Where's our money thing? It's behind the boss. So we cannot use... We can't gain a bunch of extra money before we fight the boss, which is kind of a crumb old bummer. I don't know how to explain what happened there. Okay, so I was just thinking, I didn't even go to the rat this time. And because I was thinking about the rat, I proceeded to try to take this jump. While not being in any way able to just do it. But I somehow walked over it without punishment. I don't know why I was forgiven fall damage there, but thanks, game. That's locked. Wow. Well, I mean, we don't need the fairy fountain. We've only got like one freaking thing. Sorry, I've been zoned out for a while. Okay, so done with the whole Bernie Biden Bloomberg thing, Triple B situation, and back to the Final Fantasy VII remake. So I don't want to buy Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation, for obvious reasons. I turned on my PlayStation in order just to download the demo, and it had... I think it took about 7 hours to download all the updates. And, you know, it took like an hour to download them. I have gigabit internet. It took an hour to download them because there's a download speed cap on the PlayStation Network of 10 megabytes per second. So no matter how good your own personal internet is, there's a speed cap. There would have been no reason for me to connect it, because I had it hardwired at one point, and then I read that, and I just like unplugged it. I mean, I just used the plug. Like, I have my Switch connected to the Ethernet now. I got a LAN adapter for playing, what's it called, Smash Brothers Online, which I did for all of 2 weeks. But, you know, whatever. I've dropped a lot of money into underused Nintendo peripherals. Jeez, man. Something good. Absolutely nothing good. Oh my lord. That was just not anything good. God, that was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I don't want Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation. I don't want it. This is definitely the fucking high priest scenarios. Oh, goddamn lead gun. But the game looks good. Like, I mean, the demo was very fun to play. There's a lot of stuff that feels like a little too over the top, but the more I thought about it, the more kind of appropriate it was for the, you know, the extreme 90s. Like, a lot of it felt right when I actually went back and thought about it. And, you know, I think maybe there is some of me trying to convince myself that, like, it's okay to have these, like, kind of outdated ideas and stuff because it's a remake and it should feel like it did in the 90s, as problematic as some of the ideas and concepts were. And I do genuinely believe that, like, you shouldn't try to make your product match the current very different time frame. It needs to exist as an image of, oh Lord, as close to a genuine image of itself, or otherwise it needs to be like labeled a reimagining or whatever. It needs to be understood that it's something different if it's going to be something different. But if it's going to be the same thing, fucking own that. Like, let it be something different if it's going to be that. But if you're making a remake, if you're making a game that is supposed to be the same thing, you can change the mechanical aspects of the game, but it needs to have the same feel. It needs to be, you know, what people remember the game being. I feel like a game like that should be... Oh, God, that was close. If exactly the same concepts were made today, and the fucking fighting style is, like, it is what I've wanted. Why does this feel like it's off to the side? It's what I've wanted an active, you know, JRPG to feel like for a while. The game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, kind of did that a little bit for me. It got kind of grindy towards the end, and it is really tedious to have very, very limited control over your companions. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, it feels like you have your whole team. It feels like you are the squad leader, and it feels great. Like, it really, really feels great. You switch to him, you just switch back to, you know, to Cloud when you're, already checked him there, when you're, you know, you're doing exploring and stuff like that. But, it's, I don't know. It makes it feel, like, tactical enough, pausing the action, switching between characters and dealing with the combat situations and things like that. But also, dude, there's so many shit guns. God damn it. It just, it works. It fucking works. And, like, it's mind-blowing that it does. Like, it's mind-blowing to me after Final Fantasy 15, after, you know, the 12-year development cycle of that game, that they got it right. Like, they Final Fantasy 15 was, like, so cool in concept, but so many times I felt like I was just holding dodge until my MP ran out, and then running and hiding away from combat until it filled back up. The using potions outside of battle feels good. The, like, there's so many little things that have been missing from Square Enix's single-player outings for so long that I think they are actually remembering what worked. And, you know, there's the, you know, maybe they shouldn't thin out a game so much. Maybe they shouldn't. Maybe there were other things I could have sold. Maybe it shouldn't be 3 or however many separate games. Maybe if you're going to call something a remake, it should be the full game remade. But there's something just, like, very right about the game. The voice actors are doing an incredible job. The gameplay feels great. The level design feels classic, but like modernized in all the right ways. Like, it really just feels like, when people say like a labor of love, a lot of the time that just means like it breaks down to a labor of love plus, you know, they got their shareholders looking over their shoulder. And I think the shareholders looking over the shoulder thing mostly rears its ugly head in terms of it being split into multiple games. But like, I genuinely do think that Midgar is going to be a lot of fun. Where I've already... Ooh! Okay, Predator's a good gun. This rad gun is a dope gun. And we need something for bosses. And that, oh yeah. I forgot we were cursed at the start. But, it just, like, dang, dude. I don't know why my camera is, like, jumping all over the place when I'm not pressing a single, directional button. One of the things I like about the rad gun is if I get hit, I don't lose access to the gun. So I can fill it up without losing it. If it was Polaris, those two elements of the gameplay loop would be competing with one another. Or with my setup, I guess, not with the gameplay loop. 3? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really want Final Fantasy VII Remake to be great. Not... I want it to be great for a number of reasons. One, because I think, like I was talking to Lynn in my Final Fantasy XIV group, like, it was the first Final Fantasy game I played. It was the one, like, I remember getting the demo with, I think I bought Tobal #1 because I was so hyped by discussions about the game that I wanted the demo for a game series that I had never played before. I was willing to... Fuck. I was willing to shell out... Oh, right. Did I destroy... That destroyed the other green chest that had appeared. Bouncy bullets with water gun bullets. Or Mega Dowser. Is like weird. It does something wrong with the damage. I don't really understand it, but I know that it can pump out a lot of damage, and it doesn't need a ton of... It doesn't need a ton of stuff to work. Oh, that's good. Give me that damage. Give me that sweet, that funk, that sweet, that funky stuff. See, like, something goes wrong with it once it hits a wall. And I don't know if it's all beam weapons or just specifically this one, but I know it is at least specifically this one. I think it might also ignore DPS cap, but I'm not so sure. Try it out. Open it. It's too powerful. That's the one we're getting. That's a good weapon, but disappointment to get another fucking exploded chest. Alright, let's just go. Well, let's just destroy this chest first. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 pieces of junk. I think 4 of which are from like right now. I'm gonna test this out to see what kind of damage it does, but probably not gonna keep it for good. Especially because unless the damage is absolutely incredible. Oh my god, the damage is absolutely incredible. It's like fucking weird. This room is maybe too big for it, but maybe not. Very strange. Again, I totally don't understand the bouncy bullets Mega Douser thing, but sometimes you don't need to understand something, you just need to embrace it. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. We're gonna keep it. I think that's it. I was gonna go after the alien engine, but I'm just gonna keep the money coming. We did get an FOK, didn't we? Wow. Man, this is another one of those runs where it feels like they give you nothing and you make do and it's great. One of those runs where you're always underpowered, but that'll do. I'm very glad that I went for the double currency combo. I mean, it would take a lot for someone to convince me to not get money equals damage. Money equals power. Gilded bullets. It would take a lot of very, very hard debating for me to end up feeling like that was the case. It's just, it's always good. Like, even if it ends up being not the most useful, like you end up spending a lot of money towards the end, still doing more damage with a little bit of money than with none. Like, if it stops you from buying things that might make the whole remainder of the run much easier, yeah, I can see it there. But it's that thing with, like, not infinite growth, but enough growth potential to be worth it. Dude, this is a long floor. Squatchy's got deep rock galact. I didn't know that. Dang. Well, need some ammo back. Another part of the reason I haven't been streaming is because every time that I want to play this game, it's usually, I'm like fitting it in between some other things. Like, I'm gonna make some dinner with Jackie in a little bit, and also, I mean, it's a very late dinner, but we're in Night Vale right now. We're in night mode, I mean. Where we're just kind of letting our, our bodies get tired instead of forcing ourselves to go to sleep. Because, you know, I don't work until 4 tomorrow. I have my first, like, regular week of work. Thanks. Ice water. Oh fuck, I didn't even look. First regular week of work in a long time. I don't have any extra shifts or anything like that. So I don't have to go into work at an early time until Saturday morning, which used to be normal, but I've been going in early on Thursdays or Fridays a lot recently. Let's get back to, let's try the water one more time. It doesn't matter that we have ice water, unless that, like, it looks like it's hitting the DPS count at least to some degree. Maybe we need a bouncier room. We'll try it on the next one with shotguns. But after that, I think we're gonna switch it off. And switch to something else, I mean. Still seems kind of strong. Okay. There's the LF gone. So we might as well just test this out, see how well it's going to work. Did get a little lag there. A little delay. We'll keep going with this. We'll keep going. I don't think it's doing it like any amount of damage now. Oh, there we go. I wonder what causes it to split and shimmy like that. Way too early on that one. It was a very wet conclusion. We got a sloppy wet with like ice floors that we couldn't even see. We did not get a Lich Flawless because I was maybe too concerned with the blanks. On phase 2, I've been too unconcerned afterwards. I mean, we already got hit, so it didn't matter. But water turned out to be our friend. Unlike Michael Bloomberg. And hopefully unlike Biden. He gets pulled away. So he'll just live in his riches ignore being president. Just stop it. I mean, he's not going to be president. It sucks. He would just be a reminder of the problems with the Democratic Party and a continued an addition to the laughingstock of the United States. The fact that even Barack Obama hasn't come out and directly endorsed him, his former vice president, is pretty telling, you know? Anyway, what was that, 316? The Steve Austin Bible verse? We're out.